Hey, today we're looking at a 2020 Grand Design 2800BH. This is a travel trailer with one slide out and two doors on the other side. I'll move away from it a little bit, just staying in the shade so you don't get the sun glare here. And I got a couple of friendly dogs over here in the backyard who I think I've already decided are not going to stop barking at me. So let me move away just so we can get a quick big overview of this RV, and then I'm going to go through and look for anything that might be an early indicator of a problem of any kind. Propane tanks look relatively new. Not like brand new, but they're not crazy old and crazy rusty. So you got the tension bar equipment here. One of the things we look for as best we can. On a quick look, let's just look at the sealant at some of these areas on the outside and how they're doing. This is a solid fiberglass piece. It has some, it's kind of nice, it has some like bed liner type material on some of this. I guess not on all of it, but right here it does. Here's the VIN data plate, manufactured by Grand Design in July of 2019. It has a GVWR of 7,995 pounds. And the tires on it should be 225/75 R15s with a load range of E. It just has to do with how much weight they can take. Typically where you might see problems is on the sides or bottom. I mean, you can see it at the top too, but this is where you want to look for any kind of delamination. Delamination is where the sandwich layers of stuff that make up the sidewall are beginning to separate from each other. And where you have cuts in the sidewall are the places where they're most likely to happen. You can see the decking up here. Looks super good, no discoloration. Sweep seal here looks really healthy. It's soft, it's flexible. This window is open. You might have some other windows open. There's, not that there has to be, but there's just a note, there's not a slide topper, so that top sweep seal and the condition of the roof become very important, the slide out roof, because that means the rain and weather are going to land on it directly and then need to run off one way or the other. And if that top sweep seal, that's just like this one, but on the top, if it ever starts to fail or give way, then water can go under and run off and end up inside the RV, which is where you don't want it. The underfloor of this, it's really good. See a tiny bit of, I don't know if you can see that gapping right here. It's not a super huge deal, but I would put a little blob of sealant. You want to use whatever the approved or recommended sealant is by this manufacturer. Do not assume that it is silicone, because it probably is not. There's the same thing here, and this is like a just to kind of give you an idea, this is a plastic plate and it goes in a little bit, and this is the floor, so this is right edge of the floor. So again, it's not a big deal, but again, water gets in there. I don't know what's behind this plate. but it could start to get wicked into the wood at the very edge here. Again, not a big deal. Just put some sealant on there and off you go. Let's see if we can see these tires. Oh, 225 75 R15s. Westlake, very common on RVs, and I'm looking for a DOT code. There it is, 4318. So this tire is 18. This one over here is harder to see. It's also an 18, 4318. So that's the 43rd week of 2018. So this year, those tires will turn 6 years old. The Department of Transportation, the Traffic Safety Board recommends that tires on any vehicle be no older than 6 years. So it's not about wear. On an RV, you on a regular car, you wear the tires out before you outlive them. In an RV, because you don't put as much mileage on it, you outlive the tires before you wear them out. I hope that makes sense. But basically they age out before they wear out. So tread's not nearly, I mean, it is a concern, but saying, oh, it's got plenty of tread left on it is not an indicator of its age. One thing I'm noticing here, again, not a big deal, and it's probably been like this all its life. The clearance on this side is barely a finger width. This is the rear of the slide, while the clearance on this side is a little bit more than two, almost three. We'll call it 2.5 finger width. That's a very scientific measurement. And all that means is this slide out is, let me back up a little bit. Hopefully the sun's not too much of a glare. This slide out is slightly aft on the RV by maybe an inch, maybe half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, something like that. Again, not a big deal. It's something just to watch, because if it does keep moving, you end up with some rubbing over here. There are adjustments for these slides. You can see, like on these brackets, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a channel on these screws, and something I would definitely recommend getting done at a shop. Let's see what's under here. A little bit of it's like dauber nesting all over that pipe. Oh no, it's not dauber nesting. It's insulation. Never mind. It's that spray foam. Just happens to be the color of a dauber's nest. The under material looks to be on there really well. I don't see anything alarming there. Alright, let's see how sturdy this ladder is. Okay, you might lose me for a second here, but I'm going to climb up. I always appreciate a solid RV ladder. This one's pretty solid. Just a quick glance at the sealant. Looks like there's a healthy amount of sealant on the parts that I can see here, and so that's good. And it's all in good condition. I don't see any gaps. I've only got one hand, but this corner where it is white, more white than gray, might be a second generation sealant that somebody has put on, as in a maintenance thing. See the top of the topper, or the top of the slide out over there? That roof looks pretty healthy. This is a TPO membrane. Got 3 vent covers, 1 air conditioner, Coleman Mach. Just one thing to note is these vent covers, you do not put sealant on top of that lip edge. You pull the cover off and then you seal that part. Once it dries, you put that cover back on. That's like an attic vent, plumbing vent, another plumbing vent. Over there on the right, way up there, is the air conditioner, or the refrigerator vent. There's a backup camera system on here. Not sure the functionality of that. Alright, I made it down alive. Spare tire, I would anticipate, is also the original spare tire, which is what's on the vehicle now. Inside of the water heater looks great. I don't see any signs of leftover drainage, like it's been leaking. And it has the proper sealant right there. A good drain plug. Not going to have room to pull that awning out today. I think this is a bunk room type setup. Oh, outdoors, this outdoor kitchen, or just a... It makes me think there used to be a cooktop here, and now there's not, and they just made it into a just an eating area. I'd have to look at the brochure to figure out. I mean, you can see this is cut. There used to be something that was inset here, and cooktop is my thinking. So the only thing which I can't do is, if it is a cooktop, what was done with the propane line? Was it seal it properly? So here's an external propane line. Oh, it may have been an external cook. So these are great because you can connect a grill out here, and that's probably what it was. You pulled this out, and the hose, you connected it on the side. I see a lot of them like that. Outdoor fridge. It's actually cold because it is plugged into just house power. Let's get around here, finish the outside, look at the door on the way in. 3418 on that one. 4418 on this one. So all these are 2018. Again, I bet the spare tire is as well. Suburban heater, outside plug. This would be cable connection. Water fill. It's probably, there's a screw on that, so I'm not sure where this ladder originally was. Probably for the bunk bed. This jack is not down. The other one's down. The ones in the back are down. I'm not sure why this one's not down. Either it won't go down, or they just forgot it and didn't think they needed it. All right, let's go in. Oh, it's not a bunk, or it used to be a bunk. Okay, yeah. So it looks like this used to be a bunk bed. As you can see, there's screw holes all the way around. This was originally cut in the manufacturer for the wood and stuff, but taking it off did a little bit of damage. So instead of having two beds, now you just have one. This is two little foamy mattresses, and these are typical like RV kid mattresses. They're like super thin, and one of these used to be the top and one of them used to be the bottom, and they've just double stacked them here. There's some storage down here, which is nice for putting bigger things. There's a USB port for the upper bed. I don't know, there's a plug here. I don't see a USB port for the lower bed, so there must not be one. Toilet shower area. This is the wall panel that it moves, but it's got a good connection here. It looks like good sealing up there. That's where moisture and build up when you take a shower in an RV. You want to make sure and turn this vent on and suck that humid air out as quickly as you can. Little sink. Let's look underneath. Any signs of leaking or anything? That is a vent right there, a plumbing vent. If you ever feel like you have a smell of like sewer smell constantly, even like when the tanks aren't empty, or maybe right after you emptied them, or when they're getting close to full, this can be replaced. You can actually buy this at Lowe's. The top piece there just unscrews, and you can get another one at Lowe's or Home Depot and screw it back on. Screw a new one on. Looks good back there. Don't see any evidence of leaking or anything back there. Slide outs. One place I'll always take a good look at slide outs is on the left and right of the slide out. Because if there's a leaking issue, and you can see it on one of my other videos, if there's a leaking issue with a slide out, you're typically going to see it on that corner or this corner, because it'll get in here somewhere, run across the top, and run down one of the sides, and then end up right there. And that wood all feels very solid. That's good. Get under these windows. That's where you're most likely to see issues. Thomas Paine recliner. Oh, it's a pull. It's a pull recliner. Let's see. Yep. We'll go ahead and do the other one. Yep. TV up there. Radio. A little bit of scratching here, just from use. Probably it being open and running into things coming in. Power box. Dometic RV refrigerator. It is very cold in the freezer. A little bit of rust on these screws. I'm not sure what can be done to... So something's going on with this handle right here. See when I pull it? Yeah, I'm having to push in. So I'm not sure if the screw needs to be tightened or something's going on with that. It's inside of the refrigerator's nice and cool. Like I said, this handle right here, if you can see this piece pushing away, I'm having to hold it over and then it'll open. Microwave, cooktop, Furrion, these are good. Little oven. A sink here. Let's see if there's any evidence of water. I don't see anything. And that's the top of the heater right there. Oh, really big drawer. Cuervo. Comes with a friend. Coffee maker. With a little added little hook hanger things. So inside the sink. That looks good. That's nice. That fits very snugly in there. Paper towel holder. That's just been stuck on there. Of course, it doesn't have to carry much weight. The bedroom door. Don't see any scratching behind it. Not sure what it's catching on. It's catching on this. If you push it back too far, I'm surprised there's not a stop for it. I wonder if there should be a stop here that keeps this from going too far. I don't know if you can see that, but up here in the track to keep it from, there may not be enough room here for it to go all the way off the track, but oh, I'm like, what is this? This is the upper bunk. They still have it. So you could put it back in if you wanted to. There's a TV mount with no TV. Emergency exit, which is, you got another emergency exit right there. It's a whole door. And up here we're getting, below this is those forward storage compartments. Looking for, you know, any water leak, and probably can't see that very well. Let me turn my flashlight on again. Look for any like water leaks in those corners. That's the corner of the front end cap where it meets the sidewall. This one doesn't want to exactly stay as shut as it should. Same thing over here, looking for any signs of leakage, which I'm not seeing. I'm assuming there's an underbed storage here, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to lift it up with this board on here. Okay, I am. Not much to see at storage. It's just the spring of that door. Alright, last thing on the way out, I'm going to check out the ceiling. And so I'm looking for, you know, any signs of, like this is a panel, but if it leaks, you'll see staining around here, or it'll travel to the side and you'll see stuff over here. There's some material on here, but I think that's factory, like the paint over the nail heads and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit of, yeah, it's painting over the nail heads at the factory. And these are the places where you're going to see water staining, or maybe moving over to the edge on either side. On the air conditioner. Looks like this needs to be cleaned a little bit. The filters, at a quick glance, look clean, so they probably replaced them or cleaned them before they put it up for sale. But some of this other stuff can be cleaned a little bit. Yeah, no signs of any water intrusion on the roof that I can see. Okay, I think we're going to close it out right there. Again, this is this 2020 Grand Design. It's the, what was it, the 2800 BH. I think the BH stands for bunkhouse, but as we've learned, the bunkhouse has been taken down and the top bunk is sitting right there on the master bed. Overall, looks to be in pretty solid condition. Oh, I didn't, let me double check. I'll check the floors on the way out, but I didn't notice anything on my walkthrough. Just to make sure. I already checked the corners, which is the big problem areas. Oh. Let me turn this light off. I don't know if the heating is off. There we go. Yeah, so that's this Grand Design, the quick look. Here's something I'm going to see. You always notice something little as soon as you walk away or stuff. So I'm guessing this doesn't work. That's why it's up there like that. So you got one broken shade that will almost certainly fall down when driving, so you're probably going to want to have that down if you're just going to leave it down. Control panel, batteries charging, fresh is empty, black says full, gray says 2/3, back gray is 1/3. That black probably isn't full. It wouldn't surprise me if it always reads full. Ceiling light button, slide out awning. Okay, yeah, that's gonna do it. Oh, we got a fire extinguisher that shows charged, mounted next to the door, which is proper, and a detector here. And a detector here is usually one of both. No batteries in them right now. Probably no batteries in that one because they'll probably just chirp. And one of these, oh, there it is, propane detector. So the propane detector here. Again, we would test those as part of a full inspection. All right, that's going to conclude this quick look of this 2020 Grand Design, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.